Hey guys, in today's video, we're gonna discuss how do you start a haircut and where do you start. So the client sits in your chair, you've talked to them, you know exactly what they want, and now you're staring at their head and you wanna figure out, okay, what do I need to do first? Well, here it is. First and foremost, you know, wet down the client's hair. Make sure that it's nice and damp. Don't be overspraying your client with water. You don't want to give them a shower. You just want to make the hair wet so you can comb it and move it around. Once you've done that, the most important part is finding the direction of the crown. The crown in the back is very important because this will determine the direction that you're going to be combing the client's hair. A lot of times, I see clients combing their hair in the opposite direction of the way the crown grows. I always ask them, are you okay to change the direction of the way your hair goes? Because I can see that you're combing it in the opposite direction. And then right away I follow up with the question, do you typically have hair sticking out on the top of your head when you're combing your hair? For the most part, anybody that combs their hair in the opposite direction of the crown will most definitely have hair sticking out like an alfalfa in the back of their head. And that is because they are going in the opposite direction of the crown. Find the direction of the crown, comb the hair in the way the crown goes. Style the hair. So if the client wants a comb over, then you want to find the part. If they want a part, you want to put the part in. So let's say this client doesn't want to have a part. So we'll just comb it over like so. And now you can start by debulking the hair. Okay, so now that you've found the crown and you've combed it in the right way, and you've combed the hair after wetting it in the right position, you want to start debulking. The first question you want to ask yourself is, how high am I going to be bringing up the first line? This is basically going to be how high you're going to be bringing the debulking line. If you've asked your client, you should know he either wants a low, mid, or a high. If he wants a high blend, then that would typically be 3 fingers over the ear. This is the rule of thumb. 3 fingers is high, 2 fingers is mid, 1 finger is low. For the sake, we're gonna go with a mid, somewhere nice in the center. So we're gonna go 2 fingers up. This is how you start. You're gonna turn on your Oster octane with the number that you've chosen, and you're gonna go up. And you wanna position your comb where you want the clipper to stop. So if you want it to be mid and you've decided that it's gonna come up to here, this is where you wanna put the comb in. And you're gonna start. As I'm going up with the clipper, I'm gonna be coming down with the comb. This will help me create a nice clean line. If I don't do this, it's gonna be a very messy and uneven line. Make sure that your line is nice and straight. If the client wants to have a dip in their haircut, then you want to account for that. So once you come past the ear, you want to start to dip that line down. So always make sure to ask your client if he wants the blend to be straight across or if he wants it dipped down a little bit. In this case, we're going to dip it a little bit down. Another thing that you want to make sure that once you put in the first kind of cut, you always want to go over this part again. Because this machine is not perfect, although it's really good, it's not perfect. Going over the area a couple of times will give you a nice, clean, even cut without missing any single hair. There you have it. We started on a mid, we started up here, we dipped it down a little bit, and then we come across and we go all around. Rule of thumb though, start on one side, come right past the ear, dip it down a bit, stop, come to the other side, do the exact same length, come across, dip it down a bit, stop, and then you come to the back, and then you go from the center to where you want to stop it, and then you meet the 2 points from the back. That way you prevent from having your line looking all lopsided and then always having to go back and fix it. This is the best way in order to get a nice symmetrical line. Another tip, always look in the mirror. The mirror will tell you which side is higher than the other, if they are. So make sure your client is looking straight in the mirror, and then you can use the mirror to look at it and see if one side is higher than the other. In this case, we've already blended the side when we showed you guys how to use the clipper over comb technique and scissor over comb, so we don't have that. However, when you do have a nice kind of look like a mushroom cut in the beginning, you can easily tell if one side is higher than the other. And if it is, bring the side that's lower a little bit higher if one side is higher than the other. There you have it. This is how you would start the haircut. This is the beginning of every haircut that you're going to be doing, starting from, you know, a skin fade, or if you want to do a number 1 or number 2 or 3 or 4. Wet the hair, find the crown, comb the hair in the position that you want it to be, and then you start your haircut. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next lesson.